Pooh Shiesty.
What's up, family, man? We back at it today with another Pooh Shiesty video, man. You know, we back with a fresh cut. You know, I've been gone for a couple days. But let's get into the video. Let's see what Pooh Shiesty got going on. A correctional officer is talking crazy. But let's break it down.
Shiesty is currently getting exposed on the internet by the most unexpected person. Apparently, this dude was a CO when Pooh Shiesty was in federal prison. And he has some stories about Pooh Shiesty.
When did and before we get into it, I didn't know correctional officers were even allowed to go on interviews and talk about inmates. Cause why you ain't talking about no other inmate? You know what I'm saying? You talking about Pooh Shiesty, it sound like you trying to, you know, you chasing something. My opinion.
That doesn't make Pooh Shiesty look good at all. As a matter of fact, I feel like the intent of this interview was to make Pooh Shiesty look terrible.
Like it wasn't like I was looking on TMZ. This stupid mother.
That first line tells me it's personal, because why are you calling that man out of his name?
From Shoe,
really though.
I guess some article got out. I forget what they broke it. I think it was on Gilly. They were talking about that. Shiesty said he was
$1 million worth of game.
No, he was in the million. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. But he said that he was in the middle of a race riot where it was like a 3-on-1 or like three Mexicans.
So this dude is a fan. You could tell he an over fan, bro. He talking about Gilly, you know exactly what podcast, bro. Because you was watching it. You know exactly what all of that. You over chasing it.
That never
my
happened.
opinion. Because what are you doing, bro? You supposed to be doing your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be doing your job. You out here on interviews. I could tell you know, some people around you, but interviews, you chasing it.
Now, at first I think, okay, maybe he's just trying to clear up certain rumors because he works there.
But
right?
he shouldn't
and
be
he takes the security of the prison pretty seriously. So if somebody comes out of jail and they make up this lie that makes the prison look unsafe, then he's upset and mad. But I quickly found out this dude is not upset about anything principled. This dude is just clout chasing. This is just clout chasing in general. Like this has to disqualify you from ever working as a CO again, right? Because is this allowed? Like, you work as a CO, you interact with these people, and then you leave your job and go and gossip on a random podcast about the celebrities who you had to watch. To me, that's just unethical, like completely. Yeah. So he tells a story on how he believes that Pooh Shiesty is actually soft. Pooh Shiesty was not a gangster in prison. Pooh Shiesty, was actually soft. He did a couple of suspect and sketchy things in prison and questionable things, that should disqualify him from ever claiming to be gangster.
But who was a correctional officer to call somebody a gangster? Like, bro, you the police, bro. You can't call nobody a gangster. You can't regulate if somebody tough or not. You know what I'm saying? I do agree Pooh Shiesty a crash. I do agree he be tweaking. But a correctional officer, someone who is the police, can't call and tell me if I'm gangster or not, or if somebody gangster. Am I tripping? I don't know.
Outside world, I'm just sitting back and watching this and thinking, why do a correctional officer care this much to go on a podcast and speak this passionately about Pooh Shiesty's street credibility? Why do you care?
Bro, what the if that happened at Victorville, the most notorious
he trying to clout chase.
That in Beaumont. Like, that in Beaumont is this. Yeah. Like, 1,000%. If 3 motherfuckers died there, like if there was what he said, a race riot, that should have been on So he was a wheelchair pusher for a BMF associate. So when he's and
you're the police. Like, I don't understand. Like, I ain't never been to prison. So I ain't finna talk about or make fun of nobody that's in prison. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you in prison, man, and whatever, that was what happened in prison. Stay in prison. Like, he taking all that to the outside work just because he worked there. Shouldn't he be like fired, or is this legal? That's like a therapist.
Wheelchair pusher. Like, what he's there for. Like, he's paying for protection. Magically, he was only on the yard for a couple months. He got popped on a UA, and he went to SHU. And when he served his DS time for being there for a failed drug test, he refused to go back out to the yard. In that world, it doesn't matter if you're a gangster. It doesn't matter whatever world you go by. When you're done with your segregation time, you're supposed to walk the yard. That doesn't matter. If you are about your, if you don't have a bad jacket, you're supposed to hit that mother and you go.
If you about your shit, if you ain't got no bad jack, you supposed to hit the yard and ooh. Why are you talking like, bro? You the police, bro. You not walking the yard as a gangster. You the police, dog. I'm so confused as to how he feel this comfortable talking this crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like this, how that's crazy, bro.
Out to the compound. That's what prison is.
Everything about clowns like this disgusts me. Like, I'm absolutely disgusted at this behavior.
It's crazy.
I'm disgusted, bro. First off, I don't give a damn if Pooh Shiesty.
And you see how they play you. So if you don't crash out, they say, "Ah, you not no gangster. You wasn't no gangster." And when you be gangster and crash out, oh now you just a crash out and see he's stupid like everybody else. They try to put you in a trick bag. Yeah, don't let nobody put you in no trick bag on everything. Don't ever let nobody put you in no trick bag, because that's exactly what the correctional officer is trying to do. If he ain't playing gangster, he a hoe. If he playing gangster, he a crash out. Like ain't no winning in that, bro. Just be you.
Scared if he was gangster in prison. I don't
stay
care,
out of jail.
Right, but you know what I don't care about? I don't care about the police telling me what gangster is. Sir, you are a literal cop. You are an officer.
I'm not tripping.
You are an officer, sir. Why are you so infatuated with street credibility? You are a cop.
Exactly.
You are a cop.
I see. They're so fascinated with it because they're not from that world, and they can't get in that world. So it's fascinating to them how we move, and it's been like that for a while. A lot of people like that, I'll say, it's just fascinated with that type of stuff, and it's ridiculous. And so now he's going on podcasts, breaking down stories, and he really invested in Pooh Shiesty life in prison and out of prison. Bro, you just a CO. Do your job, bro. That's it. That's all.
Yo, this man is talking like, oh nah, bro.
And he's supposed to be on decent behavior while he in jail. So, you know, if the opportunity presents itself that he can come home early on good behavior, if that ever presents itself, he can take that avenue as well. It's not like he played it smart to me. Now, when he came home and tweaked out, maybe it was just that might explain the crash out a little bit better. You was actually on good behavior in prison. You was holding all that energy in, and when you came out, you was like a dog out of a cage. You know what I'm saying? And you just went crazy. So, that it makes a little bit more sense when this came out. But still, like, that CEO shouldn't be saying all that, bro. Because that's what Pooh was doing what he was supposed to be doing. As me, he was laying low, staying out the way.
You supposed to walk the line. Yeah, you supposed to.
Right.
Nah, you know what you signed up for? Bro, you a police officer.
You're the police.
What are we talking about here, bro?
Right.
Yo, if you look at Pooh Shiesty file for, in your words, doing police activity, then how do you view yourself? How do you view people like you?
Right.
This is sickening. This is disgusting. This is some nasty work, bruh. But we know dudes like this, bruh. We know these type of white boys, man. Bro, they grew up with like two black friends, and all of a sudden they think that they are part of the cookout. They can come to the barbecue. They can get down with the get down. Yeah, they know what's happening, yo. Man, hey,
all
bro.
Right, then.
Yeah, Pooh Shiesty got to find a way to sue
they know
the
what
living
happened.
heck out of this dude, bro. And you can even see how he's talking with like the profanity and the cussing. If Pooh Shiesty was in front of him, I guarantee you he wouldn't.
He wouldn't be talking like that.
Like he probably
be talking like that. I bet you he didn't even talk to Pooh Shiesty like that when they was in jail. I bet you he was probably the guy in the corner that just kind of watched Peep Gang. It's quiet as hell around Pooh Shiesty. And then when he went back to with the coworkers, he was the loudest one, talk crazy, what he's seeing this, that, and third. Making up stories, fabricating stories, making shit seem way crazier than what it was. Probably told himself these stories so many times to his fellow people and whatever the case may be. That's probably why he feels so confident and comfortable to go pull something like this. You see what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
Bold and powerful in prison, so he could probably talk how he talked. But if Pooh Shiesty was in front of him, do you think this white boy is saying what he's saying? Do you think he's being as disrespectful as he's being? I don't think so, like at all. At all. So now he tells a story of how Pooh Shiesty refuses to leave PC or to leave wherever he was at. And because he did that, they considered it PC or they considered it rolling up.
Up anymore, you can go back out to the yard and you say no, you're checking the that's asking for protective custody. Whether you say I want,
what is it to you that he can, bro? That's crazy.
help or protect me, please. When you say I'm not going anywhere, that's unofficially saying I need help. And he kept refusing. So I think it's every 30 days. It's a certain amount. I forget. I don't want to say, or it's every 90 days. One of those, they have to serve him again. It's a shot to get him to kick out. We're ordering you out. This is what you're going to get. And I think it's 307, like refusing programming or refusing an order. I remember a little bit, but just something simple like that. That's all you need, a 300 series. And they keep stacking it and stacking and stacking it. It builds up and they ship him somewhere else. So that tells you he was no good when he got out. So not only were you no good while you were in, you were definitely no good when you came back.
What are you talking about? He was no good when he got out. He was no good. He stayed out the way. And what I'm trying to see, what is his point on trying to release this? You know what I'm saying? You know what I thought about though, y'all? You know, y'all hit that subscribe and like button, and y'all let me know about this comment I'm about to make. But I heard Pooh Shiesty was smashing one of the lady guards in there. I put my whole check on it. He liked that lady guard or was talking to her or something. And Pooh was letting her straight crack. And he probably was low-key just... Because he dissing too hard. He dissing too hard. It's like it's an alternative motive here. This ain't about Pooh Shiesty's gangster record. This is all about making him look like a goofy or a lame for not crashing out in jail. Or for not being the toughest nigga in jail. Okay. I got you, bro. That don't make no sense to me.
Out after you went in there bragging about something you were not. You were a wheelchair pusher for a BMF associate, and you ran with the Muslims.
Is that what?
There's been questions about Pooh Shiesty's paperwork. There's certain things like the proffer and other things of that sort. But all his co-defendants, I guess, agreed that they all agreed to the proffer. They all agreed to what was going to be in the proffer. They all agreed to what Pooh Shiesty was going to take credit for and what they were going to take credit for. They all agreed, you know, on exactly what was going to happen before they all signed up for the proffer or they all pled guilty. So, like, you know, I've seen a few people like try to bring it up or try to accuse Pooh Shiesty of being a rat. But for the most part, Pooh Shiesty like kind of overcame the rat accusations, and dare I say he kind of proved it wrong. He kind of proved he didn't tell. He kind of proved he didn't rat. But this dude would insinuate that Pooh Shiesty was no good. His paperwork wasn't straight, and that's why he didn't want to walk the main line because that paperwork wasn't good and wasn't straight. This and as you listen to this, I want to remind you, this is a police officer saying this.
Right.
This is an officer saying this, bro.
Right.
If Pooh Shiesty is police for taking a plea deal, then what do we call you? How should we treat you?
That's the ironic part. Like, bro, you are the police, so you calling Pooh Shiesty the police. You're the police. So if you telling him we should treat Pooh Shiesty like a duck because he the police, you saying that you an everyday duck. That's what I'm saying. That's that dividing shit. Like, he ain't had no right, no merit to speak on this situation whatsoever. He just running his mouth. It's really sick. Like, goofy behavior.
All right. Yo, there's certain like professions, man, like I don't know, bro, like correctional officers, doctors, nurses. I feel like there should be at least some form of secrecy, some form of NDAs involved, bro. Like, we know like doctors got HIPAA laws, but there should be some oath to secrecy involved here, bro. A correctional officer shouldn't get like the power and the authority to rule over somebody when they're in their most vulnerable moment. Because jail is somebody's most vulnerable moment. Jail is when somebody is at their lowest. You don't get to rule over somebody or like work with somebody or run them when they are at their lowest and then come out and spill all their gossip and spill everything.
Right.
Like, this is just terrible. I look at you as a foul human being. Nobody gives a damn what you think about Pooh Shiesty. He's a rat. He's not a rat. Nobody cares.
Right.
We're looking at you flawed more than we're looking at Pooh Shiesty. Now,
because it don't make no sense. Like you know what I'm saying? If Flacco hit it nail on the head, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the police, do all this fluky shit, and then be the police, be a correctional officer, work at the prison yard, and then somebody come in there, and when you in prison, you know that is a low moment in your life. Ain't nobody happy to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's a low moment in your life, and you talking crazy, bro. That's lame as hell. I don't agree with that at
He
all.
says in regards to Pooh Shiesty being scared to walk the main line, like I don't think so, bro. But Pooh Shiesty paperwork checked out for the most part, and also, bro, Pooh Shiesty took that plea deal, what, like 3 years into him being incarcerated. So that plea deal will have nothing to do with Pooh Shiesty walking the main line the first 3 years, right? Now
Right.
he also tried to shame Pooh Shiesty for converting to Muslim, claiming that he only did it for protection. Yeah, a lot of people do. Who give a damn?
A lot of people do, and that's crazy as hell that he just said that. I heard that actually recently. A lot of people go to jail and become Muslim. I always see people go to jail and become Muslim, but somebody actually, that's like people. That's the thing. Like they will go to jail and become Muslim for protection. You in there around a bunch of niggas trying to kill you or bully you around, you gonna want protection too. You know what I'm saying? So like he talking crazy, but if he was in Pooh Shiesty's position, I'm sure he would have made his try to stay alive. Like. You know what I'm saying? Jail is survival, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's literally eat in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you sitting next to a guy that got his whole life in there, he don't care if you die or live or not, because he don't care about himself no more. Come on, bro. You in a whole different world at that point. So, the fact that you talking crazy on somebody for even being in that situation or living in that situation is just wild to me. It's crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. Yo, I would take this more seriously if somebody who was in jail with Pooh Shiesty come out and exposes Pooh Shiesty for being soft, for ducking smoke, etc., etc. Then we can have a conversation.
It's still not a conversation. He laid low. He got out. He stayed out the way in jail. I stayed out the way in hell. You know what I'm saying? My back against the wall. Let me stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no guns in there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard in the song, I did 1,000 burpees. I turned up my frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was in there working. You know what I'm saying? And he's a smaller dude. So, I ain't mad. That's one thing I'm not mad at, bro, about staying out the way, laying low. I'm trying to come home. The fact that he came home and tweaked, that's a whole different conversation for a whole different video. But while he was in jail, staying out the way, laying low, getting your, you know what I'm saying, doing your push-ups, staying out the way, defending yourself, making sure you straight, that's what you're supposed to do. Jail ain't no party. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? Jail ain't no party. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going in there, oh, what's up, y'all? Let's kick it and hang out. Nah. Jail is survival, bro. You know, it's you know what I'm saying? For real. And if jail anything like the movies, prison anything like the movies, and we got certain guys inside the prison with rank, man, it's too much, bro. I ain't got no hell nah, bro. And so for him to come out and just start talking crazy like that as a correctional officer lets me know how they think of us. Like, that's crazy.
Don't take nothing seriously coming from a CO who wants to be a gangster, from a white boy who wants to be black. I'm not taking nothing this man says seriously.
But he ran with the Muslims.
Yes.
All right, break down what running with a Muslim means in prison.
They're not officially a gang. It's kind of like how the paisas are with the Mexican mafia or the Sureños. If you're not a homie, you're falling in, you're a resident. Like, you have to have some type of people. You went Muslim for protection.
Yeah.
You fall in line with a Muslim car inside prison because Allah forgives all. I don't give a who that rubs wrong. I don't care how people take that.
It's a hard fact. I mean, again,
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Muslims.
Me either, not at all.
I actually think religion is a good thing for people.
I have a friend that's a living embodiment of
But
what a Muslim
the
is.
stone
Like, he
cold
lives
truth
it
is
to the
that
T.
many people who have sex offenses become Muslims in prison for protection.
Yes.
Because when they get out, they're not Muslim. So
that tells you that Shiesty went Muslim for protection.
yeah. So and now it's
Around them all the time. Right? Like, I may be the loudest person. I may be talking the most. I may be one of the most violent COs that people know because I respond to. But I'm also that mother that's always around. I'm always laughing. I'm always talking. I'm always filling out the environment. I'm always around. I'm here. So that's kind of what I was addicted to. So, like, I would sit there and, like, I put my foot on one of the bench. Shiesty missed a layup. And I was, yeah. So, and I'm like, oh. So when you're talking about a shooter,
You see, what did he just say?
definitely weren't talking about basketball, because he talks about being a shooter in all his music.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Stop. See, it would be one thing if you was on the court with Pooh Shiesty and, you know, Pooh Shiesty said something like that, or y'all hooping and you said that to him, like, oh, so, and he was just playing cool with you in that moment. I could see that. But coming on this podcast and doing all that, now you jonesing on him for real, that's crazy to me. He said, you definitely were a shooter. I know you not a shooter either, bro. Like, it's crazy.
So, like, this little corny, but his interactions with us on a day-to-day basis, There was nobody that he may have given attitude to, but this was nobody. You know, so like
Why is the point to go to jail and try to be the toughest guy in jail? Is that the point? Like, I understand Shiesty crashed out, he in jail, and that's his situation, but I don't think the point of Shiesty, I don't think the point of jail is to go to jail and try to be the biggest guy in jail. You probably get killed like that. Like, I'm almost, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been, so I can't speak on it, but if I'm in a situation, if I'm here somewhere and I've been here for years, and some dude come in here, think he tougher than me, and I got my whole life in here, I ain't gonna like that too much. So I'm just, but I ain't, like I said, I ain't been in jail, so I'm just, this is all alleged, I guess, but that's crazy.
when you see that video, like I understand why he has all those people. I understand why guns make people feel tough. That's all I saw from that. So there's a lot of people that are really gangsters with or without guns, and you know that in prison. You know who the are real.
After he left, was there talk on the compound about him or his?
Oh, there was talk since he got there. Like everyone thought he was arrested, especially when he didn't come back out. Listen, he was paying for protection. I think he didn't come back out because his Spotify streams were made. That was when Gucci was cutting a bunch of people off his label.
But why does he street cred care to you? And how do you know about Gucci and the label? So you a fan. You a super fan, ultra fan. You fanned out. In reality, you know what I'm saying? And you just want a story. You know what I'm saying? He want to be Beyonce.
This man is a super fan, bro. He is a super fan.
Man, that dude is tripping, man. Y'all let me know in the comments how you feel about this one. I do not believe that a correctional officer should be able to go on an interview and expose what the inmates are doing in jail. That don't even make sense. What happened in jail, stay in jail. I ain't never heard that before. Like Flacco said earlier, it would make more sense if another inmate came out talking crazy. But the correctional officer? That don't even make sense. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Until next time, we going to keep dropping. Thank you for subscribing to Evan Sales TV. Hit that like button. All right, fam.